I want us to talk a little bit about a concept, John, that I consider to be one of the most profound concepts in your book. And again, for the audience, this book is called Change. And this particular concept is really powerful. So in this concept, John talks about a dual system of survive and thrive. So can you talk to our audience, John, about this concept, how important it is for leaders to understand it and apply the understanding if they're going to survive themselves and thrive in the future?
Sure. What we have found is it's a very useful concept to apply both personally and to individuals in your context, as well as to groups and organizations. The people who study the human brain have made a lot of progress in the last couple of decades in actually coming up with some insights that are useful to us who are interested in making our organizations perform particularly well. And what they found is that all human beings have a very, very strong kind of survival system built into them. It's almost as if we have a radar that goes 24 hours a day looking for threats. And when it sees something that it perceives to be a threat, it sends out chemical signals which create anxiety, create what has traditionally been called fight or flight. More blood goes to our muscles. And a long time ago, this was to help us deal with physical threats. So saber-toothed tiger comes along. Immediately, this system in peripheral vision sees the tiger, and people don't even need to think. Their minds focus on this threat in a millisecond, and they climb a tree and stay up there until the tiger gets bored and goes away. That system is with us today, and it reacts not just to physical threats, but to psychological threats, ego threats, career threats, anything. And we live in a very noisy world where if you spend enough time reading the newspapers, you can send your survive system into total panic. And when that happens, you've got a problem because it shuts down a second system that's built into all human beings, which is the system that helps us thrive over time. The Thrive system has radar too, but it's more aimed at spotting opportunities. When it sees an opportunity, it sends out signals too, but the signals create not anxiety or fear or anger. It creates excitement and passion and mobilizes us to want to capitalize on the opportunities. And as long as we take action and get feedback that we're making progress, the increased energy level that comes from the Thrive system, if you will, can maintain itself for a remarkably long period of time. Unlike Survive, which is built more for a blast of activity to eliminate a threat or to solve a problem. The same thing happens at the organizational level. Organizations are, through their systems and processes and their people, are very powerfully looking for threats and problems and will go into a high stress reaction focused on trying to eliminate them. And they need that. Both individuals and organizations need a survive system working well. The challenge is, especially in a noisy world with a lot going on, with a lot changing, where there could be the survive system organizationally and individually can feel like there are so many threats, and so many of them are not under our direct control, that they overheat, if you will, shut down Thrive, and you've got a real problem. And a lot of what leaders are great at, I think, Kelly, is making sure that the survive parts of us and their organizations and the people who follow them do not overheat into a panic, but stay at a kind of a modulated, rational level to solve real problems. And then the big emphasis is on the Thrive piece, is on helping people to see opportunities, encouraging them to look for opportunities, demonstrating the very real and sincere passion that they feel about those opportunities, getting barriers out of the way so that people can make progress, get feedback, and keep that going so that they can undertake big projects that require a lot of change and succeed. And this simple way of thinking about both individuals and organizations, we have found, can be enormously helpful for individuals and for people in executive and managerial positions in kind of diagnosing first for themselves where they're at and how they can become more effective, and then for their organizations. Too many individuals, Kelly, in my judgment, and I'd be curious if this fits your own perception too, too many individuals are in too much of a heightened state of survive and too little heightened sense of thrive. And the same is true for organizations. Too many organizations are a little too running around in circles in mild panic around the what they perceive to be the daily threats, and are underactivated on looking for opportunities and passionately making progress in achieving those opportunities that come from a changing world.